How's it going, everybody? It's your boy, back at it again after a long hiatus. The reason for that hiatus is I just went through a move. As you might be able to tell, this is a completely different set than I've been on in my previous two videos. So this week I'm going to change it up a little bit. Instead of doing something related to Star Wars or movies, I have a bit of a different topic today. This topic seems pretty simple on the surface level, but it gets pretty deep. So let's just get right into it. If you have a Facebook, a Twitter, a YouTube, or really any kind of popular social media, I'm sure you're at least partially aware of the weird made-for-kids content that's coming out almost constantly and is generating millions upon millions of views. And occasionally over the years, they'll pop up in my feed, and because I've seen it kind of over the years, I've noticed that the trend is that the animation quality continues to get better, which is a good thing, right? As a matter of fact, between then and now, the professionalism and the animation quality has experienced almost a quantum leap in terms of production value. I mean, look no further than right here. I mean, you know, is that Pixar? Is that DreamWorks? I don't know. Could be. Probably not. Could be. Could be. The one thing that hasn't changed at all over the years are the songs. Okay, so you're probably thinking, oh, well, yeah, it's, you know, the wheels on the bus go round and round, you know, the ABCs, Rockabye Baby, you know, why change what isn't broken? These are standard songs that have been around for generations, they'll continue to be around, so what's the deal? Here's the thing, folks. They ain't playing your mama's nursery songs. They're mainly just playing one song, actually, and you've probably heard it by now.
Johny Johny,
Yes, Papa.
eating sugar,
No, Papa.
telling lies,
No, Papa.
open your mouth.
One of the most interesting things about this phenomenon for me is that even though these videos are watched predominantly by children with very little knowledge of how to use the internet, this video has, in the under 2 years it's been up, accumulated 1,143,238,503 views. According to Wikipedia, this is the 94th most viewed video on all of YouTube. For a bit of additional context, Not Afraid by Eminem clocks in at 96. But ultimately, that video is pretty benign. It is a children's song, and when you really think about it, of course it has that many views. Some parents will just leave YouTube running for their kids. But like any other popular video on YouTube, it was bound to invite some sort of imitation. Enter BillionSurpriseToys, a channel that would go on to make dozens of Johny Johny Yes Pop Pop videos. Let's take a look.
Refrigerator, refrigerator,
Yes, Papa.
do you have water?
No, Papa.
Telling lies,
No, Papa.
open your door.
Ha, ha, ha.
So right away, you can notice some differences. First of which is that while the first video took place in some kind of Pixar DreamWorks knockoff, this takes place inside a goddamn fever dream. So you can already tell that BillionSurpriseToys takes a bit of a different approach to content creation. We've got ice cream that sleeps with children. We've got buses that go to school and lift weights and apparently smoke weed, and we get this really confrontational interaction between Grandma and Grandpa.
Grandma, Grandma, yes, Chia.
Eating ice cream.
No, honey.
If that is not the most genuine look of fear you have ever seen on an animated character's face, like, goddamn, Grandpa, take it easy. It's ice cream. Got the kid out here reporting on his own grandparents like the Hitler Youth. The hell? Going beyond that, our main character, Johnny, is routinely forced to brush his teeth every morning in spite of having no teeth. Watch any of the videos. He has no teeth. He just ends up eating the toothpaste every time, and his mom always walks in like,
Johny Johny.
"Oh, Johnny, you're not eating toothpaste, are you?" And he's always like,
No, mommy.
"No." But then he goes on to eat the toothpaste. I swear to God, his entire diet is toothpaste. Not to mention, part of this routine that he goes through every morning is taking a bath, right? He goes into the bathroom, he stands next to the bathtub, and then he just dumps a bucket of water on his torso. Like, just... And I mean, you saw, we've got a living, breathing, emoting refrigerator that lives with Johnny's family, who also, through his speech, implies that Johnny's parents are also the refrigerator's parents.
Yes, Papa. Yes, Mommy.
And he has hands down the creepiest Slender Man arms in the world. But I think possibly the most disturbing element of the entire video is that the mama character dumps an entire bottle of ketchup into some kind of vegetable stir fry. You don't do that. You don't do that. And don't even get me started on Chia. That is one disturbed child. But I think by far the greatest atrocity produced by this channel was the unholy spawn of the Baby Shark video and the Johny Johny song. And this is arguably their most famous video. It was sadly taken down from YouTube, but thankfully YouTuber Venus Blaster was kind enough to re-upload it, so we all have access to it forever. Hey guys, I'm just dropping by to offer a correction. A couple of days after I recorded this, Venus Blaster's re-upload actually got taken down because it was hit with a copyright strike by the owners of the original video, which, I mean, I guess in theory that means my video could be hit with a copyright strike. My video could be taken down too. If my video ceases to exist, then what was it all worth? I spent hours listening to this song over and over, looking for deeper meaning. But there was no deeper meaning to be found. And in the end, what was it all worth? The video will be gone, and the effort I spent would be wasted. I've wasted my life. So yeah, as you can see, this song is an absolute certified banger. A certified hood classic, if you will. So, anywho, we've established pretty well that the content is weird, right? You know, but weird content is nothing new to YouTube. Hell, weird content isn't even anything weird to children's YouTube. What I'm really interested in here is that there's a deeper, interconnected lore to these videos that the videos don't really make clear. But that's what I'm here for, is to clear things up, kind of establish a timeline for you, really just paint a picture that the videos don't do a great job at painting themselves. So, here's the quick rundown. Our main character, Johnny, lives in an alternate timeline of our Earth. And in this timeline, all technology, like cars and kitchen appliances and TVs, became sentient, but so did all of the food, like fruits and vegetables and ingredients. They all became sentient. When I say sentient in this case, I don't simply mean they became self-aware, they were imbued with intelligence. They also gained human-like eyes and mouths and ears and long spindly arms, because everyone in this universe is a spider. Most importantly to my theory is that they all gained the capacity for self-determination. It's also worth mentioning that this mutation would have also affected mankind, giving all future generations extremely enlarged heads and long spindly arms. As you could probably guess from an event like this happening, the strongest races that were left were humans and vehicles, or I should say they were once vehicles, but now they're this weird hybrid between man and machine, and that they all look like Lightning McQueen. So as the two strongest races, humans and vehicle kind brokered an uneasy truce. They coexisted on the grounds that they had similar needs, notably food, as is expressed in the video where Johnny lives with a family of bus people. It's made very clear that they all eat human food. So this commonality would then become the basis for this new society. This essentially meant that the population of self-determining, free-thinking beings who had a need for the same type of food had essentially doubled. There's now all of humankind and all of vehicle kind. They all need to eat the same things. This meant that lesser technology, things that were also imbued with this kind of intelligence that had been given a soul, like a refrigerator, like Johnny's refrigerator, which has a soul, lesser technology and foodstuffs, they became subservient to these upper classes. Now, the situation for foodstuff was a little bit more difficult. They could either elect to simply become food for the consumption at the hands of vehicles and people and appliances and what have you, or they could broker their own survival by betraying their own race, their own people, who they would ultimately then turn in for the consumption by humans and vehicles. And as you can see in a couple of videos, the ice cream character is shown serving other sentient popsicles and sentient ice cream cones to Johnny's family and friends. Now, for the most part, say other foods like fruits and vegetables are not seen throughout the videos. But through background information, we can determine that they likely were also sentient and were hunted to extinction by people and buses. This is why food is so scarce. Think in Johnny's household. Why is everybody constantly questioned about whether or not they're eating?
Chia, chia,
Yes, Grandpa.
eating sandwich.
No, Grandpa.
Sweetie, sweetie,
Yes, darling.
eating pizza.
No, darling. Telling lies.
Why should it matter that they're just eating a sandwich? What's the problem if she's having a slice of pizza? There's a whole pizza right there. I'll tell you what the problem is. Rationing. They're rationing the food because there isn't much of it left. It's clear, people. It's clear. Look at the evidence. And this also accounts for why Johnny's family seemingly wants to eat all the time. They're being driven by an intense hunger. They haven't eaten in God knows how long, and when they have, it's wartime rations. So of course they're hungry. And as we can see, the world depicted in the Johny Johny videos is a world at the tipping point of chaos. A world where the uneasy truce between man and vehicle kind is slowly deteriorating as food supplies run out. As we can see, even though humankind and vehicle kind coexist on a personal level, I mean, think about it. Kids play with the buses. Johnny spends the night at the bus's household sometimes, but yet they're still segregated into different schools. This is not a healthy society we're seeing. It's a hungry society. It's a racist society. And eventually, things are going to get so bad that buses are going to think to themselves, no more food to eat. People are there. We could always eat people. We're bigger. We're stronger. And you know what? The buses are going to start to eat the people. I want to predict that. I'm just going to predict that right now. Or maybe, it's just a dumb kids channel where things are arbitrary and people don't think that deep into it. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. Whoever's making these videos is making bank. I mean, each of these videos, and believe me, there are dozens of them by this channel alone, gets upwards of millions, tens of millions. I saw one that got hundreds of millions of views, and of course they have a video, I believe, that even got over 1 billion views. So whoever's making them is making bank, because you bet your ass they are all monetized. And you know what? I can't knock the hustle. Honestly, as far as kids' content goes on YouTube, this is kind of wholesome. If you discount my entire theory about how their society is going to devolve into cannibalism and how everybody's a racist and how the ice cream man is making the family eat his children. But no matter how wholesome it really is, I can't knock the feeling that the ultimate message is don't eat food, except when you do, you have to lie about it, and God is dead. Anyways, thank you for taking this deep dive into BillionSurpriseToys with me. This is a weird episode. So I'm going to try to upload more regularly now that I'm settled into the new space. But if you want to stay updated, check out my Twitter. Put the link right there. Anyways, thanks guys. I'm out. Peace.